Hey, did I hear right when I said that like we might cover some of this content at some point? I think I said that. Um, I've been thinking about it for a long time how I best wanted to cover Dungeons and Dragons content, gaming content in general, tabletop gaming content, specifically Dungeons and Dragons because it seems to be the game I'm playing most of now. At some point, I'll have to throw in a review of Smash Up, an awesome deck building game that I super love and my family hates playing with me. For reasons that come out because I'm a super math nerd and it's tons of combinations and permutations and all that kind of nonsense. Um, I've been thinking a lot about how best to do some Dungeons and Dragons content, so let this be an introduction to my Dungeons and Dragons life, and then from there, we'll figure it out. Um, really started playing when I was like the sixth grade ish, that area. Um, Played some second edition. This was Grognacky, the Thaco-y, everything was nonsense. When you died, you came back as a first level character and had to catch up to the party, but the scaling was weirdly different then. It was easier to catch up than it was for other people to level up. It was the whole thing. At my third level, wizard at one point cast a Melcinute meteors inside an ancient cathedral, and we collapsed it. And didn't necessarily kill this weird immortal lich being, but he was trapped under a cathedral. Oh, I died, by the way, because uh, then as now, chaotic neutral was chaotic stupid. Not all the time, but every now and then you're gonna do something stupid just because, like, the literal definition of chaos, as opposed to it just being about laws and following codes or not. Sometimes you need to get to the means of the end. You needed to not have the lich. So why don't you guys go over there? I'm gonna cast a thing, and it's gonna come down. This is also a time when if you split the party, the people who weren't currently needed at the table had to go sit in my friend's bathroom because they couldn't hear the info. I, Whatever. From there, I did play some third edition 3.5, no Pathfinder, a little nudgy. I'm one of the few people who really enjoyed fourth edition, although I only ever played in like fourth edition games, and most of it was just like looking at stuff with my brain, because actually that's what fourth edition was best at, was like just crafting. Spelljammer was just announced for fifth edition, and I'm a huge Spelljammer fan. I'm a huge Dark Sun fan. Just D&D hard mode, not because it's hard mode, but because the story is great, and I am nothing if not a storyteller first. Um, yeah. So, and I've been DMing a lot recently, and now we're paying a DM. By the way, pay a DM. Don't feel like it's weird. Like, definitely get on the boat. Pay somebody to professionally help you in your friends. If you go out bowling, it would cost more than the average DM. Jeez. We're playing online. We're using a virtual tabletop, not sponsored, Roll20. Although, that's just because that's where we have invested. For voice, we're using Discord, not sponsored. Although, if these people want to sponsor us here at the Media Genius Podcast, that would be fantastic. Here's how I'm thinking we're going to do some Dungeons Dragons related content. I think I'm just going to start in the DMG and we're going to flip through it. I'm going to take some notes, I'm going to take some page numbers, and I'm going to go through the stuff that seems important to know for Dungeons and Dragons mechanically. I think I'm also going to go through some cool story hooks and ideas. That'll be neat. At some point, I'm going to go through the player's handbook. We'll go through the stuff mechanically. Monsters Manual, I think I was going to flip that thing randomly and just like, ooh, let's talk about this. Yeah. I might get fancy, might, take some pictures, take some scans, put them up on the screen, do that. I might also just like hold the book up and show you because honestly, copyright nonsense and this and that and fair use this and fair use that. I'll show you the thing. It'll be properly attributed and move on with our lives as fast as we can without the red tape of all that stuff. Not that I don't quite enjoy red tape, mind you. It's just that, like, let's get some content out for you guys in that realm. Let's see, just for fun. Most recently, I have played, let's see, two clerics and a fighter. My fighter was a Warforged. His name was Daryl. He didn't understand how his meat friends worked. He threw spears. It took a long time to create like a fun spear build. Um, Eldritch Knight, by the way, so then I could throw the spear and recall the spear. Super fun. Very mechanical, very thematic. It was a pirate campaign. We were on boats. It was neat. I basically made Clockwork Queequeg from Moby Dick, and then also made it so he didn't understand how his meat friends worked. He was very interested in how to better fit into meat space. I played Thorum after that. He was a cleric. I played him for a short time. We were playing like some Waterdeep stuff. Um, Basically, he saved reclaimed things as he do. Um, he also just randomly tried to apply buffs to NPCs that we encountered just to see what would happen. He'd be like, "I'm just gonna throw a bless at them. What happens?" Most of them got really angry that you were practicing magic on them without consent. So consent is key, even when like trying to give somebody a plus D4. So good to know. Um, Most recently, I'm playing um, Sims Felix. He's another cleric, but mostly because I wanted to make a Tempest cleric, tons of lightning and thunder and force damage nonsense. Thought that would be super fun. He's turned into a bit of a heel monkey sometimes, but also he's trying to like always plan and make things more efficient. Like I rolled some flaws, and that was really fun. Totally suggest rolling for flaws and ideals and that kind of thing if you're having some trouble getting into like a role playing mindset. Most recently, I DM'd with any sort of success was we ran all of Descent into Avernus. Spoiler: the ending to that feels super anticlimactic. The whole like third act of that, like you feel completely disconnected. That said, I really did like the mechanics of being able to drive stuff around, and I think I'm gonna add that. Um, there's a couple of third-party books I'm definitely gonna want to look at and show you guys. Gemhammer has a great book of like little magic items and stuff that I just recently purchased. I was at PAX East. Woo-hoo! They have a book coming out that's all about uh, how to run like large scale battles more efficiently and vehicle combat and that kind of thing. I'm really interested in. Okay, how does this fit into media? Games are media. That's it. That's all we need to say. Um, from there though, is there anything in particular anyone out there would like to hear? Um, and like I said, we're gonna look at mechanical stuff. I'll make a playlist. Clearly, we're gonna look at some other stuff, and that'll be great. I'll probably wear my Dungeons and Dragons shirt a lot in those because my guess is I'm going to sit down and record a whole bunch of content all at once so we can get on some kind of a release schedule finally. Also, now that we're leaving the spicy panda enclosure and entering the endemic panda enclosure, that's still pretty spicy. Um, Hopefully we can keep up on stuff and it's not all about just like uh, trying to swim. Maybe we can be out here thriving. And I hope you guys are thriving out there. And clearly, as always, wow, the end sound's not working. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check us out on Patreon and Twitter. Woo!